The best and worst wrestling managers of the 80s and 90s, where are they now? The right manager could turn a good wrestler into a legend or a legend into a joke. These are the 30 best and worst wrestling managers who defined an era and where they ended up. Remember to subscribe and comment who is your favorite manager below. Let's begin. Freddie Blassie, the original, the blueprint for every heel manager that followed. Blassie managed the Iron Sheik Nikolai Volkov and Killer Khan, using his in-ring credibility to make foreign heels genuinely threatening. Nobody drew heat quite like him. He passed away in 2003, but every scheming cornerman since owes him a debt. Bobby Heenan, the Brain, the greatest manager in wrestling history, full stop. Heenan ran the Heenan family like a criminal empire, handling Andre the Giant, Rick Rude, Mr. Perfect, and Harley Race simultaneously without ever forcing awkward alliances. He passed away in 2017, and the role has never been filled quite the same way since. Paul Bearer, the voice of darkness managing The Undertaker, Mankind, and Kane, required someone extraordinary. Bearer's wailing voice and supernatural presence gave Undertaker instant credibility, but his heel turn, engineering Kane's arrival to destroy his own client, proved just how cunning he truly was. He passed away in 2013. Jimmy Hart, the mouth of the South megaphone in hand, Hart attached himself to Greg Valentine, King Kong Bundy, and the Hart Foundation before masterminding the Honky Tonk Man's record-breaking Intercontinental Championship reign through years of cheap wins. Still active in wrestling today and as loud as ever, Jim Cornette, the strategist, underrated in WWE but brutally effective. Cornette's Camp Cornette stable, Yokozuna, Vader, Davey Boy Smith, and Owen Hart, was the most credible heel faction of the New Generation era. Every client he touched gained instant legitimacy. Today he runs his own podcast and pulls no punches on anything. Mr. Fuji, the devious Don, salt-throwing, scheme-plotting, and utterly dastardly throughout the golden era. Fuji managed Demolition, the Powers of Pain, and most famously Yokozuna, guiding him to the WWE Championship. He passed away in 2016, cherished by fans as a cornerstone of their wrestling childhoods. Paul Ellering, the Quiet Commander. The Road Warriors didn't need anyone to speak for them. Ellering gave them something better: tactical intelligence and an air of invincibility. Few words, maximum impact. He guided Hawk and Animal through their worldwide domination of tag team wrestling, and returned to WWE in 2016 to manage the Authors of Pain. Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Mastermind. He was forced out of the ring by injury. DiBiase built the $1 Million Corporation, buying loyalty from Tatanka and the 1-2-3 Kid, and even hiring a fake Undertaker to con the entire WWE universe. As a manager, his character finally had unlimited power. Today he is a minister and motivational speaker. Miss Elizabeth, the babyface icon. Grace, dignity, and genuine star power at ringside beside Randy Savage. Elizabeth was one of the very few women WWE profiled as a megastar during the 20th century, and the crowd adored her for it. She passed away in 2002, leaving behind an irreplaceable legacy. Sunny, the cutthroat valet. Her real name is Tammy Sitch. She bounced from the Bodhidonnas to the Godwins to the Smoking Guns, always chasing championship gold and never looking back. Her ruthless ambition made every match feel higher stakes. She was one of the first valets who felt genuinely dangerous. Her real-life story since wrestling has been deeply troubled. She was sentenced to 17.5 years in prison and 8 years probation on November 27, 2023, with credit for her 566 days already spent in jail. Her tentative release date is December 2039. Ric Flair, the Nature Boy turns handler. After WCW folded in 2001, WWE found Flair's best postering role leading Evolution alongside Triple H, Randy Orton, and Batista. The Nature Boy as elder statesman gave the faction instant credibility no promo package could manufacture. He returned for one final match in 2022. He is currently 77 years old. Stephanie McMahon, the power couple. A shaky babyface debut became irrelevant the moment Stephanie turned heel, and aligned with Triple H as his on-screen manager and power couple partner. The chemistry was undeniable, so undeniable they eventually married in real life. She stepped back from WWE's day-to-day operations in 2022. She is currently 49 years old. Stacy Keibler, the pleasant surprise. Keibler was so over that she usually outshone whoever she was managing until the Dudley Boys. Standing ringside with Bubba Ray and Devon during the 2001 invasion, she finally complimented rather than competed with her clients. She later became an actress and television personality. She is currently 46 years old. Sable, the manager who became the star. Renee Marlette Greek is her real name. Managing Mark Miro was a problem from day one. Sable was getting bigger reactions than the man she represented. WWE eventually made the obvious call and pushed her as the headliner. It exposed the fundamental flaw in mismatched managing. You cannot upstage your own client. She is now married to Brock Lesnar. She is currently 58 years old. The genius, the overlooked schemer, Lanny Poff's poetry-reciting intellectual was the most underrated character of the golden era. Managing Mr. Perfect was his finest work, but his personal highlight came in 1989 when he outsmarted Hulk Hogan at Saturday Night's Main Event, scoring a shocking count-out victory almost nobody saw coming. He died on 2 February 2023. Michael Hayes, the real-life mentor. Hayes was Matt and Jeff Hardy's genuine real-life mentor long before WWE put them together on television. That authenticity gave the pairing a warmth no scripted storyline could fake. After stepping back from the screen, Hayes spent years as a respected WWE producer behind the scenes. He is currently 67 years old. Bill Alfonso, the ECW coach. In the chaos of Extreme Championship Wrestling, Alfonso was the calm in the storm, managing Taz, Sabu, and Rob Van Dam not as a traditional handler but as a genuine coach. His whistle became one of the most recognizable sounds in 90s wrestling, and his clients thrived under his guidance. He is currently 68 years old. Daivari, the controversial experiment. Managing Mohammed Hassan as two Arab Americans battling racism in a post-September 11th America had real storytelling potential. But WWE pushed the concept too far too fast, and the whole experiment collapsed under its own controversy. Daivari continued working the independent circuit for years afterward. He is 41 years old, has the unlikely general. Peter Senerkia is his real name. Most people remember the human suplex machine. Far fewer expected him to become one of the best managers of the modern era. As head of Team Taz in All Elite Wrestling, he took a promising group of young wrestlers and gave them direction, menace, and genuine star power. He continues with AEW today. He is currently 58 years old. Don Callis, the cold hand. Nothing about Don Callis is redeemable, and that is precisely what makes him so effective. Managing Kenny Omega as the secret hand, pulling every lever, then corrupting an entirely new generation through Konosuke Takeshita, Callis is cold, calculating, and one of the most entertaining managers in wrestling today. He is currently 62 years old. Sensational Sherri, the Queen of Chaos. Sherri Martel was a force of nature who elevated every single client she stood beside. She guided Randy Savage through his Macho King run, helped shape Shawn Michaels into the Heartbreak Kid during his first solo heel push, and even sang his entrance theme. In WCW, she helped Harlem Heat win 7 tag team championships. She passed away in 2007 and was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2006. J.J. Dillon, the Horseman's hidden weapon. Behind every great stable is someone keeping it together off camera. For the Four Horsemen, Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and Ole Anderson, that someone was J.J. Dillon. Polished, articulate, and icily professional, Dillon gave the most dangerous faction in NWA history a boardroom legitimacy that made them feel truly untouchable. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame as part of the Four Horsemen in 2012. He is currently 83 years old. Francine, the Queen of Extreme. Her real name is Francine Meeks. In Extreme Championship Wrestling, Francine was more than a valet, she was a full partner in her client's success. She helped Shane Douglas establish himself as a dominant ECW World Champion and repeated the trick with Tommy Dreamer and Justin Credible, both of whom won the ECW title with her in their corner. 3 different champions, 1 manager. That record speaks for itself. She is currently 54 years old. Slick, the Reverend of Ringside. Kenneth Wayne Johnson is his real name. The Doctor of Style brought something unique to WWE management in the 80s, a slick-talking preacher energy that was impossible to ignore. Slick guided the Bolsheviks, Akeem and the Big Boss Man, and the Iron Sheik through memorable heel runs, turning every ringside appearance into a performance. He later became an ordained minister in real life, a path his character was already pointing toward. He is currently 68 years old. Harvey Wippleman, more irritating than effective. His real name is Bruno Lauer. Harvey Wippleman had one of the least impressive client rosters in WWE history, Adam Bomb, Quang Giant Gonzalez, and his greatest claim to fame remains accidentally winning the WWE Women's Championship in 2000. He was less a manager and more a distraction, rarely elevating whoever he represented. He later found his true calling working quietly and effectively as a WWE producer backstage for nearly 2 decades. He is currently 60 years old. Debra, all looks, little strategy. Debra Marshall arrived in WCW on the arm of husband Steve McMichael and immediately betrayed him for Jeff Jarrett, which should have been compelling but somehow wasn't. WWE gave her a second chance managing Jarrett again, and while she was undeniably popular with audiences, she rarely gave clients a meaningful advantage. She retired from wrestling, later married Stone Cold Steve Austin, and earned a degree in criminal justice in 2017. She is 66 years old. Gorgeous George, The Vanity Project. Stephanie Bellers, famously known as the WCW valet Gorgeous George. Randy Savage brought his then-girlfriend Gorgeous George into WCW in the late 90s, and almost nothing about it worked. She had the look but none of the craft, no mic ability, and no real understanding of the role. She managed Macho Man Randy Savage from 1999 and 2000. WCW released her contract before she generated a single memorable moment. ECW briefly signed her but folded before anything could develop. A cautionary tale in nepotism. Colonel Robert Parker, the generic villain. He is currently 76 years old. Colonel Robert Parker represented Arn Anderson, Dick Slater, Meng, and Terry Funk in WCW without ever giving the faction any real lift. He was the most generic version of the Southern heel manager archetype, all hat and no cattle, as they say. Even a storyline with Sensational Sherri, who made almost everyone around her better, couldn't salvage his standing. One of the most forgettable managers of the entire 90s, Jason Knight, the Impact player's weak link. ECW used former wrestler Jason Knight in a manager role to support the Impact players Justin Credible and Lance Storm, and it simply didn't work. Knight had no commanding presence, and ECW fans who came to the promotion later in its run had never even seen him wrestle. He added numbers to the faction without adding anything else. A perfectly adequate worker placed in entirely the wrong role. He is 62 years old. Skandor Akbar, the repetitive threat. Skandor Akbar was a fixture of the NWA territories throughout the 80s, managing the likes of One Man Gang, Kamala, and Nord the Barbarian. The problem was that every promo felt identical, the same foreign menace routine, week after week, year after year, with almost no evolution. Effective in small doses across the territories, but the act had a ceiling it never broke through. He passed away in 2010, 30 managers, 2 decades, and every single one proved that in wrestling, the person in the corner can be just as important as the person in the ring.